easy to do because we already like love each other.
Right.
Like I remember you told me you were like, okay, Josie, like we might have to kiss each other. And I was like, at least it's you.
Yeah,
At
I
least-
wouldn't
yeah.
honestly have done that with anybody else.
No, I don't think I would have been able to with anybody else at all. And like it came out so good.
So good and so genuine too. I'm like, look, I don't remember doing that.
Welcome back to Get Cozy with Josie. I'm your host, Josie Lentner, and I'm here with, well, first of all, I know we're very used to having like the girlies on this, but it is June and it is Men's Mental Health Month. So I'm here with one of my really good friends, Ale.
Thank you so much for having me, Josie. I think what you're doing, first of all, is amazing. Especially bringing me on to talk about mental health. I think it's something that is so important and we definitely need to talk about more. So also you just giving us space for people to talk, I think it's incredible and it's something we need. So I love what you're doing and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I also just so that you're not too definitely we're going to talk about mental health, but it's more so like this is a space just for us to talk about you and also be vulnerable because I feel like men don't always really get a chance to do
100%.
that. And I want to hold space for you. And I absolutely love you. You're such a special person in my life.
Thank you.
You're absolutely amazing at everything you do. You're a phenomenal model, phenomenal friend, phenomenal singer. So,
What do you
Hi.
want to talk about?
okay. So, first of all, you are, for people who don't know you, you moved here from Milan.
Mm-hmm.
You moved here at what, like 13?
I moved here when I was 11.
11.
So I am from Milan. I was born there. I moved here when I was 11, and it was honestly like a super random thing.
Yeah.
My dad has always been a guy that loves new experiences. And obviously, with us coming here, I have two sisters as well. You've met one of them.
Yeah.
So I feel like having sisters and coming here is just like opportunities, learning the language. It would just expand us as people. And also in Italy right now, not right now, right now as well, but before, you don't have as many opportunities as here. So, I feel like coming here was such a great opportunity because I have met so many people. I have built a brand for myself. I have met what I want to meet for my life. So I feel like it was God. It just happened, and I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be.
How was it like adapting?
That honestly was the hardest part because Italy and America are two different complete worlds, like completely.
Yeah.
So a lot of people ask me, they're like, "Oh, what do you prefer? Do you like Milan more or do you like Miami more?" And I always tell them, I'm like, I can't give you an answer because what I get here, I don't get over there. You know what I mean? So obviously starting from the food, but it's just like starting even with the way the city is built. I come from such a walking city. So
Yeah.
like to meet my friends, I would just go downstairs, I would walk around the corner, I'll meet people. It was so much walking, and that's something I miss so much here because I feel like I haven't walked in 11 years, like literally since I've been here.
Yeah, no. The only people who walk are people who like live in like directly in Brickell or like in Midtown or Miami Beach. But outside of that, like it's not a very
100%.
walkable.
I feel like my perfect space would be New York just because it reminds
Yeah.
me so much of Milan. But I call it like an Americanized Milan for me.
I mean, that makes sense because New York being like the fashion capital of the U.S. and then Milan being like one of the fashion capitals of the world. I can definitely see that.
100%. And like I'm saying, like just the concept of walking, I know it sounds so like small, but for me, like a person that walks so much and it's in my DNA, like walking.
Yeah.
An Italian that doesn't walk is not Italian. Like we need to walk. We need to move our bodies. We need to keep it moving. And I feel like here, like distances are so far. It's always like a car, you need a car. If you don't have a car, you have to go on and it just makes things so much harder when in Italy, even like models, like they take trains,
Yeah.
and they'll go to a casting, everything is so much easier to get to. So it just makes everything so much easier. When I feel like here, the car situation like stops you from a lot of things.
Well,
You know what I
Italy
mean?
also has a much more developed, and France and the UK, like public transit system.
100%.
Like over here, it's like public transit. Miami, it's not very. Like I know they're trying to make it better, but it's still not
Right.
what it
Like
needs
we
to
have a
be.
train that just opened and I
The
don't
bright
know.
line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never heard anybody use it. I mean, it's probably amazing, but
I've seen influencers use it.
Yeah?
Like they get invited on to
Oh, okay.
like go from like up and down, but like I've never.
seen anybody like actually go.
No, yeah,
No.
no. I mean, I did like an influencer event once where they put us on the train, and it was like a decorated train, and we didn't get off of the train. We just rolled up, and then
Yeah.
we rode back down.
I get you. Well, in Italy, for example, like even just on the street, there's buses that are on the street. So you would see cars go, and then right behind it is a city bus. So that's how like easy it is to literally move, because it'll be like on the street. It's not anything that you have to go like here in Miami, like to a train station or like a bus station. It's literally on the street, so it's so easy for people to move around. So I think that is 100% something we need to work on in Miami. We need to do something. I need to walk, y'all.
Stop. But I feel like that touches upon like just how important it is to move your body. Like that's something in the US that like we underestimate and we don't like take advantage of, is how much we need to actually be moving our bodies, because that's like one of the biggest things about wellness, constantly moving your body, getting rid of stagnant energy. And that's probably why people in like Italy, although they don't have as much opportunity or they don't have as like, there's luxuries in Italy, but it's a lot simpler there. People are a lot happier there with like less versus here.
Even you talking health, like the walking aspect, it's like, you've asked me this too. It's like, how are people in Italy so skinny? There's your answer. Also, it's the
You're always
food,
moving your
the
body.
quality of the food being great quality food. And obviously, like, goes down well. Everything is, But 100%, I think even just that body movement that I used to get in Milan just kept me so much happier, just because I was moving my body. I was keeping active. I was, So
Yeah.
that 100%.
Okay. What else that was like a little tricky with your adaptation like here?
I think friend groups and making friends, just because of the language barrier.
Okay.
When I first moved here and I went into school, mind you, I'm a very confident person. I've always been confident. I know what I want. I know what I have to give. So I never had a problem with that. But
Yeah.
once I did step into school, mind you, I'm a little kid. I'm 11 years old. I'm stepping into something I have no idea. I literally have no idea what it is, what an American school. I've only seen it in High School Musical or like movies. Like I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So I went in with like a great mindset, open to speak to everybody. Even though I didn't speak the language, I was still trying to communicate, and I knew the basics. So I would just try to make conversations. But I feel like that I struggle a lot with, because when I first moved here, I did get bullied for my accent. So that was something I was like struggling a little bit, because it kind of blocked me from speaking to people, because it was like, okay, I felt like if I would say something, then I would get laughed at. So it kind of blocked me from making friends. And then once I just, kept practicing the language, I felt like when I was ready, I just started speaking to everybody, and I stopped caring about what my accent was, because at the end of the day, this is me. And that's kind of how it went about.
But I also feel like you getting bullied for your accent is like kind of crazy to me, because you grew up in Miami.
Yeah, I grew up in Miami, but I feel like when I first came here, like just the accent was way stronger.
Okay.
Rather than me be here now, that like, yes,
But
I
it's
still
like
have a little
everyone
bit.
here has a Spanish accent. That's why I'm
Right.
kind of like,
Right, but I feel like also with time, it goes away, but it kind of becomes smaller.
it definitely, yeah.
Because my sister, for example, I have two sisters. One
Yeah.
is 13 and one is 23.
Yeah, I bet
She
the
came
older
here when
one-
she was older. She was already 16.
Okay.
So her accent, if you hear her, she sounds Italian, like if she came
Yeah,
yesterday,
she
like
does.
literally. So I feel like it's also what age you come here, and how well you kind of adjust with everything,
Yeah.
what's around
and also
you.
like who you talk to.
100%.
Who you talk to.
100%.
Because I was homeschooled until I was like 11, 12.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was homeschooled. My mom homeschooled me. Okay, pause. I have to blow my nose.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm a little stuffy, but the show must go on. So, yeah, tell me more about where were we?
Milan,
Milan. Yeah.
moving here, the language.
Oh, yeah, I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled until I was like 12. And because I was just with my mom, I had a bit of an accent, but I don't remember having an accent. But my friends tell me, they're like, no, you have like an accent. And I still can't place like what accent it was. But I think it's because I was only around her. I spoke similar to how she spoke.
Because what age did you move here?
At 3. So I was a baby. I came at 3. I only spoke German and French. I didn't know English. And then my mom made me learn English through, like, she taught me English. So, but she herself had like a bit of an accent because she was in Germany for 12 years.
Right.
And then my brother came and lived with us, and he had a German accent. So I was just like around people that have accents.
That 100% clashes on, like when you're
Yeah.
100%, 100%.
So that's why I was so curious to know, like, how was that transition to you? And which you answered it pretty well. But I feel as though, like, I don't get the bullying over that.
I mean,
Obviously, like, it happens, but
I feel like for me, personally, I feel like I always, like I said, was very confident.
Yeah.
So even if I didn't care or know the language, I still would walk in a room and I still would be confident. And I still would say hi to everybody. So people get bothered by that, or people get, you know,
Okay.
like, let me find something to hurt him because he's shining so bright. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been happy. I've always been good. Like, even if I was getting bullied, like, I was still positive. I was okay. Like, you
Yeah.
think what you want, and that's just that. Like, I was also making YouTube videos. So that's where, like, the whole bullying came from,
wow.
because I've always been super creative. And when I was little, well, when I first moved here, obviously, like I was telling you, there's not as many opportunities, even like influencers before, like it wasn't really a
Yeah.
thing. When I first moved here, and we'll get into that, I started getting into social media and doing all these things, and I lost my train of thought.
You started getting to social media and doing all these things with YouTube, and you've always been confident, and that's probably why people were bullying you.
That's what I feel like would just fire up that bullying for me. Like, it wasn't ever just the language. It was more like, what can I find around him to hurt him?
I feel like kids are mean because that's kind of
So
like what
mean.
happened to me. Like, I was in a bubble because I was just with my mom, and I was just with like adults and my family. So when I went to school, I didn't know that I was like weird until like they pointed it out to me. And I'm super confident now. I like have my light back, but I definitely think for a while when I first started school and like transitioned from being homeschooled, that I lost my light a bit.
100%.
Because I was just like, oh, you're pointing out all these things that are flaws that no one ever pointed out before.
I feel like that's a thing that people do when you just don't like those things or don't show those things. It's like, what can I
Yeah.
bring to bring her down? Like, what can I count on to bring her down? You know what I mean? So it's like,
100%.
I don't know. For me, it wasn't just the language. It was more of just the energy that I would bring around me.
Yeah,
You know?
because you are such a light. Like, you're always uplifting someone. You're always telling someone.
I just try to stay positive, and I don't think that the negative should be even a thing, because after something dark, there's always something bright, and I like to look at life that way,
I agree.
you know? So that's how I've always gone about.
Oh, honestly, that's a beautiful way to think. That's like, I really hope that I know you'll stay that way, but I really hope that you encourage other people to be that way. Because I feel like that's what the world needs.
100%. It's not like I've always been that way. I feel like I kind of manage myself to get into that process, or
Same, yeah.
kind of work my way into, okay, this is how I need to feel, or this is how I need to think in order for me to continue, in order for me to be
Yeah.
positive, in order for me to keep doing things and like stay on the, road that I'm taking. So I feel like that's very, very important.
I definitely agree with you. I think that's where we like align. Because that's the thing.
And
it's
I'm
like,
always asking you, like once a week, I'm asking Josie, I'm like, what can I post this? Do I post this? Like, I'm always asking for advice, because I feel like that's one thing about you that
Yeah.
I love, and I just, you know this. We talk about this every day, but you never just give up. And it's just like, I look up to you for that, because, sometimes like when you're doing content creation, or when you're trying to be active, it's like not everybody's there to support you and like likes, or like, liking, sharing. And that is like something that messes with your head. It's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't post this type of content because it didn't receive so much love, or, I should stick of what people really like. And it's like, no, you should, like, it's your account at the end of the day. Like, people are going to love you for you, and you
Yes.
just need to do, you taught me that. And I have been doing that within a month of me, like, thinking how I'm thinking now. And I see so much progress, like, even in just brands hitting me up, stuff, moving. And I feel like it's because of that. I'm, like, showing the parts that I wasn't showing before. I was scared to show before. And I feel like people are literally seeing that, and they're appreciating that. So it's like, wow, I was literally, like, in a loop that didn't even exist,
No, I love that. Because honestly, like, authenticity is always going to win. Being genuine is always, always, always going to win. And I'm a firm believer that when you are being genuine and authentic, the universe moves the way that you want to move. That's how you're able to like actually align with what you want, or
That is
like
such a
align with your higher
powerful
self.
line, Josie. That is powerful. Yeah, no,
I'm
I felt
so
that.
big on that. And I'm so big on like the alignment. And honestly, like you'll hear me say it in like at least like 2, 3, maybe even 4 podcast episodes. But you have to be consistent. Even if it's 2% consistency, you don't have to put 100% into all of your projects every single day. As long as you are consistent every single day in small amounts, before you realize it, you're going to get to your goal.
Right. You know what my friend told me? She's like, treat your account like a friend. Like if you're
Yes.
literally talking to a friend, it's like you're gonna update your friend. You're gonna want to update your friend throughout the day, or like, you know, even if it's something small, you're like keeping
Yeah.
that. So I feel like that mindset is very, very.
Because that's how you build community, right? Like, I feel like when you look at celebrities, obviously they had a community that built them up and got them to where they are. But for the average person, like you or me, who just sees a celebrity and is like, I don't know much about you, but I like how you look, I like this, I like that. They're able to be incognito and like not share and not post too much about themselves because they already have a large base.
Right.
But when you're like just the average person, you need community. People want to know who you are. People
Right.
want to know who's Ale, like what does he like to do, like, and before you know it, you're gonna be inspiring people, and you're not even gonna know that you're inspiring people.
Right. Yeah, and we've talked about this too. We talked
Yeah.
about everything, but I'm in the, you know, transition of modeling to becoming an artist now. I've been making
Yeah.
music. I've been working on my sound. So connecting to that, I feel like it's two worlds, like the modeling and the music, that are very similar to each other, because I feel like with music, me personally, I've always thought and worked on my emotions with the music, and I felt like with the modeling it was more of a way to like express my emotions through, you know, face expressions,
Yeah.
or, you know, a certain pose or whatever the case is. So what I've been working on was literally getting these two worlds together
Yeah.
to create what is initially mine. You know, I'm not doing music just to copy somebody else's sound or just do, because there's so many artists where, you know, music is
Yeah.
so accessible to everybody. But I felt like music, like I've always sang. I've been in choir for 5 years. It's something that has always been me, but music has always been personal. So I've never had the balls to like,
Yeah.
let's go and like, let me go to the studio and let me put something. It's very scary because everybody knows me as a model also. So like that big transition is something that like, you know, but I'm working on it. I feel like everybody is going to get me. Everybody has always connected with what I do because I do it with love and I do it with passion. That's one thing about me. Like if I'm doing something, it's because I'm there for passion. Like it's just passion. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's where the project is going, and I'm very excited.
I'm excited.
I know you're gonna love it.
Oh my God, I know. I love everything you do. How has that transition been going from model to artist?
It's been amazing because I feel like I'm discovering a lot of parts of myself that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing myself more, not in an artist way, but more I'm seeing like my artistry come together. Like everything, just, it's beautiful to see everything that I've done in my whole life, like this kind of pieces of my life
Yeah.
kind of combined together. And like just that process of combining it together for me has been, I think, honestly, finding myself.
Okay.
I didn't know how much music had an impact on me and how like music makes me feel, that I literally feel like I'm discovering this part of myself, literally. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know you're just entering music, but you've been in the music scene. Like you've done a ton of music videos. Like you've done some really cool music videos. You've been doing Alien. We did a music video together.
We did one together.
Which was like huge.
So fun.
And I think honestly the funniest thing about that music video was that we sold ourselves as a couple. And they believed it.
And they believed it. 'Cause
Yeah.
We had them questioning on set. We're like, no, they're a real couple. We're like,
swear.
yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're like, we're together.
What?
That's my boyfriend. But it was so funny because it's like, obviously, like, knowing ourselves, like, we're just like, They
I felt like
believed
it was such a good experience for both of us because we
Yes.
do get along so well and we have such a strong friendship that it's like we are such a artistic people that we
Yeah.
see a role and we're like, okay, like we take that thing next level. Like we're
Yeah.
like, okay, we're doing this. I remember you on set. You're like, oh, I'm thinking about this X. Like I'm about to go crazy. Like we were getting in character, and I think that
was
is
so
the
good.
magic behind the whole project because we were so dedicated to what we were doing, and I think that's what made it so special.
I mean, it was so cool because we got to like, we've both wanted to dabble in acting,
Mm-hmm.
and we were able to like act out these like angry roles, these like in love roles in a way that it's like easy to do because we already like love each other.
Right.
Like, I remember you told me, you were like, okay, Josie, like, we might have to kiss each other. And I was like, at least it's you.
Yeah, I wouldn't honestly have done that with anybody else.
No, I don't think I would have been able to with anybody else at all. And like, it came out so good.
So good and so genuine too. I'm like, wait, I don't remember doing that. And
I
loved
was
it.
like,
It was so
wow, I really look like I'm in love with him. I'm like, this is what I look like?
yeah. And the
He's so lucky.
crazy thing is like when my families watched the video,
Yeah.
you thought they would ask, oh, you know, like so good. How was this? They were all interested in you. Like, oh, who's this girl? She's so pretty. How'd you meet her? I'm like, what about me? Like, y'all didn't see me.
Oh, well, you
So
know
funny.
what?
You're a star. You're a star.
No, that's you. We both are. How did you get into like working with music videos?
Okay, so when I moved here, how I even got into the industry was Musically.
Okay.
So
Really?
Musically is TikTok.
Yeah.
But it was basically what TikTok was before. So
Yeah.
TikTok basically bought Musically.
I was on Musically before.
I was a part of that whole thing when Baby Ariel, like They Love Ari, like all these. It's a whole world that only some people know
No,
of.
I remember them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when that whole explosion was a thing, I started getting into that and I was growing really crazy. Like I'm telling you, I
Really?
did a trip that same year. I think it was 2013 and 12. That the first 2 years that I came here, and I went on a trip with my family to LA, and I got recognized from my Musicallys. Like literally flipping my I was doing the Musicallys like the
Yeah,
old.
I used to do it.
And I was just blowing up. Like I went to the Baby Ariel meet and greet, and everybody knew me. Everybody took pictures with me. And then I went into high school. And when I went into high school, I kind of hit a depression because just life.
Yeah, of course.
And it was just like a moment like that, and I felt like I wasn't paying as much attention to the social media, and that's kind of where like I kind of stopped the whole movement that I had
Yeah.
going on. And from that, mind you, I was in an agency. My mom put me in an agency when I was little in Milan. So
Oh, cool.
that's where the modeling started. But I only
Yeah.
did like little things. It was like a
Yeah.
commercial, like little things. And then when I moved here, I've always had that in me. Like I've always loved the modeling, but it was like, how do I start?
Okay.
Who do I talk to? Like,
Yeah, I
what-
mean, it's kind of hard, especially
know
when
what I
you're
mean?
like freelance down here. It's like, what do I do?
Oh yeah, like the starting, it's like I feel like hardest part because
Yeah.
like where do I begin? So I kind of just started posting on Instagram. I feel like that's where my whole movement started. My Instagram has always been where I posted my pictures, my outfits. So I've always been present on Instagram.
Yeah.
So my Instagram just started growing a little bit. You know, I was posting my outfit pictures, and then like I said, like I was having that kind of moment where I wasn't so good, so I kind of stopped posting, and then kind of everything not stopped, but like I wasn't as active. So obviously, like the people aren't as active. But when I started with the modeling, I think it was like 2 years after this whole thing happened. 2 years went by and I started getting back into it. I started working with photographers. I started just like moving my social media as I would want it to be seen as like a model.
Yeah.
And then kind of just like people started DMing me. People started, oh, look, I need a model for this. And I just kind of started building myself up until I met really, you know, big people like agents that now, you know, give me jobs.
Of course.
And just like, you know, the whole deal. So that's kind of how I, you know, build myself into the
Yeah.
industry.
But I feel like you've always been really good with people because for you to even like, there's so many agencies in Miami, there's so many models. So for you to even be in a place where agencies are thinking of calling you directly, like what would you say for someone who wants to get into that? Like what's the best advice you have for them for navigating or like cultivating relationships?
In the modeling industry?
Yeah.
Number one, be yourself. Number one, be yourself because that's how people are gonna feel you. That's how people are gonna connect to you and with you. If you're just gonna walk in a room trying to be somebody else, you're gonna at some point not know what to say. Or it's just like, just be you. Just be you. People are really gonna like you for you. Just be confident and just know what you bring to the table. Like I always, even when I'm going into a casting, I don't like, it's not about the yes or no. It's more of like, let me try to do, let me walk in that room. Let me, you know, rejection. There's a thing called rejection.
Rejection is redirection.
No, there's like a challenge. It's like a challenge, and people are like going dressed up like super like trashy, and they're like asking a girl for the number. Rejection. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's like a practice to like not feel so bad
like
when you get rejected.
Or like 50 no's.
Right. So it's like a practice, and I feel like that's kind of like the modeling industry, like practicing until you just feel like you, and you just don't have to question anybody. You just walk in a room. Hi, my name is Alessandro. If you get me, okay. If you don't, there's another casting, and that's how it should be.
How do you think it's been for you? Because like Miami is like one specific, I don't want to say it's one specific look, but like compared to like Milan or like New York, how do you feel like you've like made your way in Miami?
Okay. I feel like Miami is very swim based.
Yeah.
You know, it's very commercial as well, but not as other cities.
I mean, it's like, that's kind of like, you could shoot year round here.
Right. Yeah. But me personally, what I like love fashion is high fashion.
Of course.
Like what I love for anything in the modeling industry is high fashion. So obviously Italy is where it is and where it's at. But I feel like here, I've kind of just always done my own thing. I mean, mind you, I wouldn't say I have an aesthetic, but I do love my streetwear and I do love dressing up. So I feel like the brands that always are connecting with me is brands that are kind of in the same look or in the same style. So there hasn't really been a way. I just kind of let things happen, and I kind of just go with the flow. Honestly, if there's I'm not crazy about bikini shoots or like, it's not really my thing, but if it's there, I'll do it. Like I never say no to anything. I'm always open to new opportunities. So
I feel like you get to a point after a while where it's like, yes, say yes to like new opportunities, but also like stay within your because branding is super important, right? So if you want to be a high fashion model, right, it's kind of hard to go to a high fashion agency and say, like, look at my swim portfolio.
Right.
And I even feel like with how you brand yourself, like you will say yes to most opportunities, but what you showcase people, you're still very like in aesthetic.
You know what's crazy? It's like, we've talked about this so many times. You always ask me like, why don't you post like everything you do? It's like I do so many things and I don't post because I feel like Instagram being the platform where I get most of my jobs, like I want to keep it professional, but if you want to grow on Instagram, you have to post. So it's kind of like that whole, like, yes, I want to be a high fashion model and that's what I, prefer. But at the same time, like there's not that many high fashion photographers in Miami. So it's like, you know what I mean? You would have to go to New York and get some shoots there and then come here. And then like, it's just kind of like you would have to maneuver it differently because it's not a focus in here.
Oh, 100%. I feel like there are some high fashion photographers, but that there's not enough like high fashion jobs, so they end up like reverting to swim and commercial and like simple campaigns like that.
No, there definitely is photographers. Like high fashion is just like they're not as accessible. You know what I mean? As like if I would want to just test shoot or that isn't accessible because they're probably working with like that high fashion agency or like they're connecting models with Milan. It's like they're very like unreachable.
Yeah. So this is a hot question because a lot of Miami is freelance. Do you want to stay freelance? Do you want to get signed? I know me myself, a lot of people get like surprised when I say this, but like my ultimate goal is to get signed.
Right. I feel like that is very important. Just when it comes to an agency, I feel like it comes to levels.
Yes.
Right. So like, yes, we model, we do this stuff, we get paid. But you know what I mean? At the same time, when you're under an agency, it's more consistent because you kind of have things planned for you instead of you planning things for yourself. And I feel like that gets very chaotic sometimes. It's like, I have to go this 30-minute drive over there. You know what I mean? It gets kind of, when you have people like you in Italy, models have drivers. Really? Like you have an agent, you have a show, the driver will come and get you and bring you to the show.
Nice.
I've had that offer one time in New York.
Oh, nice.
They do that in New York too, but it's a thing,
Okay.
and it's like, I love that. I love that because it just makes you feel on like a different level. I just feel like it's a continuing thing rather than not knowing when your next job comes. You're under an agency, so it's like more stable. That's what I feel
course.
like it comes to. And there's a lot of agencies now that I feel like are getting, mind you, my friend Sophia, my friend from Milan,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
just
yeah.
got signed to Elite.
Yeah, you told me.
I told you that. So it's something that I feel like every model that is freelance should aim, like that should be the end goal, because it will just level you up to the top.
100%, yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely, I think what's beautiful about the whole road is the getting there. That's what I'm enjoying.
Yes.
Like the whole process of, it's not more like where's the end line or where the end line. I know it could be stressful, especially with the timeline of like, models 30. I understand, but at the same time, we as models need to have that mindset of like, things are going, and things will come. Going
think
back
that-
to the
yeah.
positive.
I think that's something that people overlook all the time is it's not about the end result, it's about like the journey you take to get there. And that's something I've been personally like working on
I
is
need to
being
stop
present.
you. I need to stop you. You posted something 2 days ago, and I wanted to talk to you about
What did I post?
the Artist Way book.
Oh yes, you did tell me we
I
were talking about
just
that.
ordered it, and I want to know how you know about it. Like how
Okay,
you.
so one of my really good friends, it was gifted to her.
Oh.
And she's actually like a sound healer. Her episode drops tomorrow, March 12th. I interviewed her too. But she got it and she recommended it to me. And then right after she recommended it to me, I started seeing it all over social media, seeing that all these like celebrities and like influential people have done the Artist's Way daily brain dumps. So I got the book and the corresponding workbook because it's something that I really want to commit to. And then when I was reading it, like reading the intro, I was just like, oh, so this isn't just for artists.
Right.
This is for like anyone who wants to be able to tap into their stream of consciousness
Artistry.
in terms of creativity. So the second I got it, I was like, I'm like not even in the first chapter. I'm still reading the preface and I'm like, this is gold. That's how I feel. Like it's so good and I'm not even in the first chapter yet.
Oh.
And everyone I know who has read it or who has started doing the prompts, they tell me they're just like, this is amazing. Like I really feel a difference in my level of creativity.
Wow. How big is the book? How many?
I would say it's like maybe like 200 pages. It's
Okay.
it's not like a super thick book, but it's definitely a really good read.
Does it tell you like more or less how long the process takes?
Yes, it's broken up into weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. It's broken up into weeks.
Because how I found out about it was the singer Ducci. She's
Yeah.
like the #1 artist right now.
I love her.
I saw the story and she basically picked up the book walking in the streets of New York. She saw the book on the street. She found it. She's like, Artist Way. It just called her attention. She went to grab the book and she actually documented the whole experience on YouTube.
Yes.
So
I
I
didn't
think that
watch
is-
that, but I did see that.
I think it's so cool. And now she's literally like she literally manifested, and that book from what she says, did so much for her. So I just thought it was super interesting and I wanted to talk about it because I just ordered it.
But you know
I
what
wanted to know your.
I believe that things find you when it's the time for them to find you, right? Because even with my own spirituality journey, I've noticed the books and the material that has came into my reality. It's almost like it always aligns with whatever phase I'm going into. Like I feel like where I'm at spiritually now, I can appreciate the Artist's Way and I can understand it. But if it would have came into my life 6 months ago, I would not have been able to.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
or even to a year ago because of what my concept of manifestation would have been at the time. So I feel like it probably came into your life like at the right time for you and your personal journey.
Right.
Because creativity, like there's a quote that within like the first couple pages, it says like 10 principles of creativity. And they all basically say the same thing, basically saying that like creativity is God or source or the universe's way of flowing through you.
Wow.
Like when
I
you are
love that.
creative, you are basically paying homage to, God is acting through you through your creativity. And when you are not being creative as a human, you are basically doing a disservice to yourself because we are creative beings. So considering that you're starting like a whole new journey right now, I think it found you at the right time.
I love that. I love that.
And the writer of the book, she basically says how she was a writer and she would be one of those writers where she always drank while she wrote. She did say that she would drink a lot, but she would always have like a glass of a drink with her while she wrote. And I got to a point where she felt like she had to be like buzzed or always have a drink in order to write. And then after years of doing that and being super successful, she got to a point where she was just like, this is not sustainable. Like, and she stopped trusting her ability to write without alcohol or without a vice. And there are a lot of creatives like that. So she put herself to a test. She was like, you know what? Let me just write and let me just put a stream of consciousness every single day and start to become comfortable with being creative. She also touches upon how a lot of creatives get a block and they kind of just become scared of creating. And she basically emphasizes that you have to create to be able to create. Like you have to be consciously flowing to be able to create. And I spoke about this with my mom last night because she's an artist. And I was like, this book is amazing. Like, I want you to read it. And she was just like, honestly, whenever I wanted to be creative, it was never like, I want to be creative, so I'm going to paint this painting. She was like, I would just be painting and being creative, and the idea would come through doing that. So
100%. There's been so many times where I have no idea like what the song would be.
yeah.
And just being in the studio and like the vibe, you know, talking to my producer, the ideas just come.
Yeah.
So that is so beautiful. And I actually wanted to ask you, how do you deal with that block, that creative block? How do you manage that? Because that's very interesting because you're always posting, you're always on it. So I'm wondering how you deal with that. How do you work around that?
I guess I subconsciously do what the book tells you to do. I don't brain dump every single day, but I said to you, I'm really big on consistency, even if it's like 2% consistency every single day. So even if I'm not like editing or posting, and I do have days and weeks where I just don't want to do it, but I just remember that like, no, you enjoy this, like just do it and it'll come. And that's usually what happens. I'll just do it and I'll do it and I'll do it until I get that spark of creativity again.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, I do love this. So that's really it. Like I can't stop. I always have to have a consistent flow of energy that I'm putting out, or else I'll get into a rut like anyone else.
And do you ever feel like you're not, like creatively, do you feel like you're not doing enough ever? Is that ever a thought of yours?
Always.
Always?
But I feel like that's part of like the like human experience.
100%.
Like
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm not doing enough, but then I had to start giving myself more grace. I feel like we don't give ourselves enough grace, and I had to be realistic with myself. I was just like, okay, yeah, there are moments when I'm being lazy, but then there are also moments where I'm overworked and I'm tired and I don't have the capacity to give this 100% of what I want to give it.
Right.
And when I feel that way, I think it's important to like take a step back, chill, recenter, and then dive right back into my creativity.
Right. I love that. I struggle with that a lot too, just because what I struggle with is the fear of missing out. I feel like there's always something happening or so much happening that you're just like, oh, I should be there, or I should be, like, you always want to have something going on just because of the fear of, you know, missing out or not doing something.
Yeah.
I feel like I was struggling a lot with that. Not now, because I have different focuses like the music and I'm just like in the studio 24/7.
Yeah.
But I feel like I had to work a lot with that because I just felt like, you know, seeing, especially being on Instagram, you know, seeing what people are doing, it's like, oh, like I gotta do more. I gotta post more. So I definitely.
I mean, don't let people bully you. Do not let people bully you into that, because I was like that. And my biggest thing lately has been finding balance and like really being centered in myself so that my intuition can tell me where I need to be and where I don't need to be.
Right.
Because you don't think that you need to be everywhere, and you do. You need to seize every opportunity, but you have to seize opportunities that align with you. You don't need to seize things that don't align with you, right?
Yeah.
So like, to give you an example, let's say, I know you don't want to be a rapper, but let's say you want to be a rapper, right? It does not make sense for you to go to an event where I'm inviting you and it's like a punk metal concert with punk metal producers. even though you just want to go to be seen.
Right.
That doesn't make sense. You have
Right.
to stay strict with what aligns with you, or like really calculatedly pick out where you're going to be based on what you want to do.
100%, 100%. I feel like that goes back around the Miami and having connections.
Yeah.
I feel like that is so important here because even just the night, like me as a guy,
Yeah.
I have a lot of girlfriends because I have a lot of model friends. So whenever they do go out, for example, you know how Miami works. Like, come out,
Yeah.
there's a table, you know, it's all the girls. So I'm always like the guy with
Yeah.
the girls. So it's always like, oh, okay. And if you know someone, it's like it'll be easy for you to get
Yeah.
in. But sometimes if you don't know, they'll make you pay like 300 at the door, 400 at the door, and they'll
Yeah.
charge you for a bottle. It's like the connections are very important, especially in Miami.
100%. But that's also something when I started leaning more into like, okay, because my biggest thing lately has been like my higher self, being in alignment with my higher self, because my higher self has everything that I already want. So I really had to sit there and think like, obviously, yeah, it's fun to go out, it's fun to drink, it's fun to do all these things, but that's not gonna get me where I need to be, right? So I started putting more energy into like really put yourself in a space. Like if I already had every single thing that I want, what would I do? Would you
Whoa.
would you be out in a section, like just to be out in a section, or would you be in the studio? Like would you be waking up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or would you be getting up at like 8 a.m. to go on your run because you know you're gonna have a busy day?
Yeah.
Like would you be, I don't know, like spending time with people that you know don't align with what you want for yourself, or would you be surrounding yourself with people that you admire so that you can be better than who you are now?
100%. That I feel like is the end goal of that whole process because
Yeah.
it's not easy. It's not easy, especially me when I was struggling with it. I just felt like no matter what it was, like you're saying, I
Yeah.
just had to be there just to be present, like show face. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm here. Like,
Which is great when you're starting, right?
Right. But I feel like I could be at the studio doing something else. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to be there. Like it's,
Yeah.
when you get to that certain level that you can understand that you don't have to be there, I feel like even your artistry grows because you put more time into the things that you do appreciate and want to grow. So that's how you build up.
And that's also like, that's your creative energy that you're keeping sacred, right? Like I've done so many things lately because I just feel like my energy is so sacred to myself. So it's like, there's like certain things I don't do anymore. There's certain places I won't go anymore because it's just not where I want to direct my energy. And that's so important when you're trying to create something. Because a lot of times it's like the things that we've accomplished, the things that we're trying to create, like we're essentially creating them out of thin air, out of nothing but sheer belief and faith
Yeah.
in our own desires. So I say all that to say that like when you are trying to create something, especially bring your desires to reality, you have to be so intentional with where you're putting your energy, who you're sharing your energy with, because like you might not realize, but like a relationship could drain you, a friendship could drain you, a job can drain you, family members can drain you in ways that you don't even realize, and it affects your art. And when your art suffers, you suffer.
It's like blocking yourself all over again.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why like lately, like one thing I realized was I was just like, if I don't live my life, no one's gonna live it. If I don't work towards my higher self, no one's gonna get me there. If I don't do X, Y, and Z, no one's gonna do it for me.
Yep. That's exactly where I'm at. I literally feel the same way because it's like I am 23. It's like if
Yeah.
I want to do the music, it's like nobody's going to do it for me. It's
Yeah.
like you do it now or that's it. Like, so 100% it's like you put the power in whatever you want. We literally have the power to create the life that we
Literally.
want. It's just a matter of are you going to put your foot forward? Are you going to, create? Are you going to move forward? Are you going to keep a positive mindset, which is very important?
I'm such a firm believer that I am such a like conscious creator. Like I genuinely believe that like I create anything that's in my mind.
I cannot tell you how many times I just knew I was getting something like a booking.
Yeah.
And keeping that positive mindset, like going into the casting, just like keeping that positive mindset, I will get the job. Every time I walked in there, maybe like not knowing or like not being as sure, it not always was a yes. So it's like that mindset, I promise you, like it does wonders. Like it does wonders.
No, it's you know what's a trick? Because sometimes it becomes hard to stay 100% positive. I found that a
Also.
trick is to, even if you can't be positive, be neutral. Remove it from your mind, or like observe your thought. Don't absorb it, because it's easy to sit there and be like, okay, well, I genuinely don't know. If you are at least in a state of neutrality, it can like attract a more positive desire, because if
That's
you can,
true.
it's easier to fix your mind to positive.
That's really true. Yeah, I feel like it just takes practice, and I feel like
Yeah.
it's just life. You kind of go through things and you kind of work them. Everybody's different also, and everybody struggles with different things. But I feel like as you do move forward, and again, that positive mindset, you can achieve anything. Like there's nothing. Mind you, I was a little boy from Milan. I never would have thought that I'd be
Yeah.
doing music videos, that I'd be doing never would have thought. I knew that I wanted that, and I knew I was gonna get there. But it was like I built everything myself. So it's like I'm giving you my secret. That was my secret to building myself, and I'm sure that's what happened with you. You've always been
yeah.
a super confident girl, still are, the baddest Betty. So
Thank you. I mean, hey, this confidence was definitely not overnight. It was definitely like something I had to build. I used to be the most like insecure person. I used to be able to see like potential and like amazing things in everyone else, and then like not myself.
how did you get into modeling? Because I remember, if I'm not wrong, you walked your first show with me, the Geology Couture.
Yeah. So that wasn't my first show, but that was one of my first shows.
Okay,
I had
okay.
just done Swim Week right before, and that was my
Okay,
first
then
swim week.
Then I remember wrong.
But
it was one of the first ones.
Yeah, it was still one of the first shows.
Yeah.
But I got into modeling. I always wanted to be a model. I used to watch America's Next Top Model growing up. Like I was a Tyra fan. Like I wanted to be a model so badly. And then it just never, like, I guess we just didn't know how to go about it. So it never really happened, right? And then I didn't have the confidence in high school to really do it. I did like a couple shoots here and there, a couple shoots in college here and there, but nothing serious. And then COVID happened, right? And I started seeing girls who were influencers. And I started thinking, okay, if I can't be a model, I could try to be a content creator. I could try to be an influencer. I'll essentially model for myself. And I'll get to a point where I don't have to do a casting. I'll be asked to model because I'm an influential person. So I went in that direction, because I was like, okay, I'm going to model one way or another. And through that, I started becoming more comfortable in front of the camera. I started doing just shoots just for fun. And then because TikTok is a very knowledge-filled space, girls started posting about like, how do you walk in Miami Swim Week without being a signed model?
Wow.
And I saw that and I was just like, oh, you know what? Let me figure out how to do this. Coincidentally, around the same time, Fusion Fashion, which is a Miami-based production company, started doing like their own shows, and they did a swim week casting. I didn't book their show, but I went to that casting. I went to Strawberry Moon. I didn't know what I was doing, but I had met girls from those castings. One girl ended up being the casting director at a show that I auditioned for. She put me in that show, and then I feel like that got me content, and that got people to see that, like, okay, she can walk, she knows what she's doing.
Right.
And from there, you know, I'm a very friendly person. I started making more connections. I kept my ear to the ground with social media, and I started realizing that it's a community-based thing in Miami. Like, you just need to know what are the show seasons, right? It's really Art Basel and Miami Swim Week. Where are the castings? And I guess from there, I just started going to more castings, meeting more people, putting myself in more rooms, getting better at what I was doing, and shooting more. Like, I never said no to any collaborations. And I was very lucky, very blessed that I had a lot of photographers that were just like willing to want to work with me.
Right.
So I have a lot of friends that they want to model too, but they would be like, oh my God, I'm scared. Like, I don't want to just shoot with a random guy. Like, what if he's a creep? What if he's this? What if he's that? I was just like, I mean, you can like look on someone's Instagram and quickly see, I mean, granted, you can't always tell, but you can quickly see if someone's a creep based on the way they take photos of women.
100%.
So And then the creepy photographers, they didn't gravitate towards me because like I don't know, like it's not like I'm pretty
Right.
slim, so
But
I just
I
got
feel like you
lucky.
would do great in high fashion. You have a high fashion look.
You think I have passion?
And that one shoot that you did on Valentine's Day, oh, that hair.
My little $20
That's my favorite
Amazon
picture of
wig.
you. That was my favorite picture of you, like favorite look, favorite everything.
Yeah,
You killed that.
I had so much fun. I love Valentine's Day content.
But you definitely have a high fashion look. Like I see you doing something with high fashion.
I-
You've done New York Fashion Week, right?
Yeah,
last year?
I've done 2 New York Fashion Week seasons. I did spring and fall of 2024. I've walked
In 1 year.
Yeah.
That was all in the same year. That's good.
No, I had the best time, and it was great just because I was like, you know what? I walked the New York Fashion Week, and it just was a really nice accomplishment because there were shows where I was pre-booked for some shows, but there are some productions where it's like I'm just walking in and casting. And when I got casted, just directly casted without knowing anyone at all, that's when I was just like, okay, no, I deserve to be here. I already knew I deserved to be there, but that was like confirmation.
Right.
So I'm very grateful. And you've walked in New York.
Yeah. New York is the best.
It's a different
I would move
beast.
there tomorrow if I could. Literally.
It's a different beast.
Literally tomorrow. Next flight out. Bye.
Ooh,
I love New York.
I love New York too. But for me, nothing hits like Miami.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a Miami girl.
I am. I feel like I've been building a market here. I feel like the Miami marketing scene, what am I saying? I feel like the Miami modeling scene is developing.
You just fit so well in Miami. You're like the Miami girl. You're, yeah, I see it.
I feel like Miami's modeling market is gonna boom, and I don't want to leave before it booms. It's gonna boom. I see it happening. They're putting so much money into Miami. They're putting so much model development in Miami.
They're getting a lot of models and agencies from
Yeah.
Miami. Outside of states to
Yeah.
Miami. That means that it's working.
Yeah, 100%. There are
Yeah.
new agencies opening up down here, and there's even like more campaigns being filmed and shot in Miami.
Yeah.
So
We're expanding.
you were expanding. But with that being said, I feel like I could sit here and talk to you about modeling forever.
All day.
But I just want to say thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining me.
I had so much fun. It was a great talk.
Thank you so much, guys, for getting cozy with us. My name is Josie. You can find me at Josie Lentner. You can find the podcast at Get Cozy with Josie's Pod. And Ale, I want you to plug yourself and anything else that you want to plug.
I'm Ale Verrani, as you guys met me. You can follow me on Instagram at Ale Verrani.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Ale.
Thank
I
you
love
so
you so
much.
much. And
I had a great time.
so did I. Bye, guys.